On today's episode, we talked to Johnathan Miller, owner of J Squared Home Staging and Design, who provides vacant and design services throughout the Richmond, Virginia area. Listen as we share about how he works with top agents, builders, and investors, and find out how he turned his passion into leaving a legacy. Now let's begin. This is the Stage Your Boss podcast from StageYourBoss.com with the founder of HSRA, Jana Uselton. The Home Staging and ReDesign Association is a group of like-minded professionals dedicated to revolutionizing the real estate industry by making a difference in the lives and businesses of home stagers and redesigners everywhere. Join us as we talk to the best of the best in this industry from all over the world and hear how they are using their training and experience to make a difference in the clients they serve. If you are a real estate industry expert looking for better ways to market and sell properties, join us for this podcast series. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Stage Your Boss. This is where we are highlighting the best of the best home staging companies throughout the country. We're excited today to have J Squared, Johnathan Miller from J Squared. So welcome, Johnathan.
Thanks for having me, Jana.
Well, I'm excited to just break down your business, so to speak, when it comes to the services that you guys offer and all that you're doing there in Richmond, Virginia. So tell us a little bit about your business. Tell us how you even got into the home staging industry.
Let's see. I started about 8 years ago. I moved here 10 years ago, and I wanted to start my interior design business again after moving from Tennessee. And so I was like, okay, well, let's just start this. Well, Richmond's a unique area, so that did not work out as well as I thought it would. And I was working at a retail store, and I'd have just, here and there design clients, and I collected a lot of inventory because Richmond was one of those places that wanted modern. However, they really wanted another color of the traditional fabric they already had. So I collected a lot of things in my attic, and then an agent came into my store one day and said, "Hey, do you ever think about staging?" And at that time, a lot of the interior design community frowned on designers staging.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, should I not? And then I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm very minimalist, and staging was very minimalist. I was like, maybe that's my design style. And so I started doing it and took off to the point of where last January I said, nope, I'm not doing any more design work unless it's for a builder.
No, that's so good. And you literally have grown the business exponentially. You've brought in those business best practices. You've also brought in your, I would say your customer service skills from working retail. And you really do know how to connect with those sellers, with the real estate agents that you guys are working with, investors, builders, on and on and on. So what does a day in the life of J Squared look like when you guys are doing all of these jobs?
Oh, they usually start with the morning cup of chaos, which I like to call the
None of us know what that's like.
Not at all. I wake up and I have at least 1 to 2 texts from an agent saying, oh, the contractor didn't finish this or didn't finish that. Can you shuffle us down for the week? So then, that's my morning cup of chaos. And then I do that. And then we actually go and try and jump into our day. And sometimes, I'm shuffling someone up on the schedule. So we end up doing a stage that wasn't originally planned. So we're rushing to the warehouse to pull for that. And then maintaining in my side of the business, now that especially that I've hired some extra help, I am maintaining the client relationships. So for instance, if somebody might be a little iffy on a consult, then I call them and convince them that's the right choice. And, a lot of times, sometimes, we saw on Instagram the other day, an agent had used another stager. And so this morning, actually, I did some little recon work and took her to breakfast and did a little, it's really important to maintain those one-to-one relationships, I think, sometimes, because the people have so many options. And that's part of my day is getting those one-to-ones in order.
Well, we were just laughing. We've been texting and talking as well about, we've already spent our good, four figures today on new inventory, all of the things that it takes to really maintain a home staging business that's thriving, and many jobs out per week, many installs, and then there's all the scheduling, all of the furniture coming back, and then setups and everything that we have to manage. But what would you say is the highlight? What do you love about this industry?
I love the actual speed of it. I work on the urgency principle. I love being able to throw things together and then seeing this beautiful outcome. And when an agent or a homeowner walks through, they see this surprise and delight moment on their face. And, you just know you've done the right thing by the people at that point, because they walk through, they've gotten a product they love, and they're not sad or disappointed for spending the money.
Yeah, that's so good. It is. It's almost like, we have this aha moment of, we walk into a home and now we can literally in a couple of hours impact the overall appeal. It's instant gratification. And then you can have your clients come in, or you get the text message, you get the professional photography, and that you have made a difference in this home selling faster, and you've put more money not only in the seller's pocket, but also that realtor, whoever has decided to partner. So when it comes to these real estate agents out here, they're already stressed out to the max. They are just hunting, turning over every rock for that next listing. And for them to then pass that listing on to us as professional staging companies and really control potentially their commission. I mean, what is it like to have such an impact and working relationship with some of these top agents in your world?
We've gotten very lucky that we're really blessed with the top agents. And I don't know, sometimes we go into it, and we did a stage last week and I was just so nervous about it, because as the designer of that, you don't always see the outcome until you see the photos.
Right.
And then when I saw the photos, I was just blown away myself. And that was after the agent had said they had done phenomenal. And it's really hard maintaining that relationship to make sure that you give them the product that they can sell. Because if an agent doesn't like the staging, then they're not going to be able to sell the house. They're not going to be excited to say, guess what, Mr. Buyer, I have the right house for you to go to. They're going to be hesitant. And then the carrying cost, then you're going to get the reputation of, yeah, your staging works, but not really that well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It is about them understanding that we do the best we can to give that final product, that lifestyle look that the buyer is wanting to experience when they walk in the door. But also from the agent's perspective, the reality that there might be a chair that they not necessarily isn't their favorite chair, but understanding the chair is not going to sell the home. But hopefully, when it comes to the overall experience, they're happy, and they're proud to put their name on it, and they're proud to represent that property, at the end of the day. But gosh, all the moving parts that literally right now in the warehouse, they're putting together furniture and just picked up, a truckload of furniture. And that's the extent of the dedication that our companies all go through to really make sure that it is a successful experience at the end of the day. So tell me a little bit about the builders and investors you guys work with.
We have got about 12 builders that we work with, which is an amazing relationship. We're actually under contract with one of them. So that's probably our bread and butter for the next 2 years, is that we're doing all of those properties. We're doing all their spec houses, all of their models. I'm stepping in as designer on all the models. So I actually said I was stopping design, but I'm now only doing it for new construction. So I'm picking all the finishes, that sort of thing. It's one of those relationships that any staging company who really wants to establish themselves in the area, they need to get out in front of the builders. They need to be presenting themselves in the right fashion so they can get into that builder community. And because that kind of trickles down into the resale community, because those builders have a lot of control in the area. They've built homes for years, most of them. We have one that's built homes for over 30 years. And so we're staging some of the homes he originally built that are now resales, which is kind of interesting and fun, because he's like, oh yeah, I built that house these years ago, and now you're staging it, but you're staging our new model next week. And to see the differences in that, but to build those relationships in the community are extremely important in order to get into the new construction field.
Absolutely. And then you get these investors, right? That just like us, it's, they're putting lipstick on, they are giving new skin. We call it the skin layer when it comes to, just making sure everything looks great. Because it could be a home that was 30 years built. And now they're coming in, they're knocking down walls, they're doing all kinds of stuff. And we have to, make sure that this home that was a potential older construction makes sense. How difficult is that for you guys?
It's building the trust between
Oh
those investors, which is the best part. Once you've built their trust and once you've earned that from them, they just basically tell us to go.
yeah.
We don't even have to worry about it. We have a meeting with one next week who we've done multiple houses for, but the last one, he really was frustrated. He was traveling throughout Europe, and he called me and he was like, can you handle this and this and this and this? Well, some of those things I handled, I didn't get paid for. However, I'm about to get paid for them because he's bringing me in earlier this time and he's saying, I want you to handle this and run with it,
Yeah,
which is
so
even
good.
better. So
That's so good. Hey, you probably have a client calling right now.
I did, and the sound, I swear the sound was off. I do
No,
not know
you're
why.
good. Hey, we always say, this is something we say with HSRA. AATP, always answer the phone. That came from one of my mentors, like always making sure. And that brings up a really good question to you, Johnathan. How hard has it been as a business owner? We know you and John there running the business, but how difficult has it been for you to like kind of step out of the tactical of your business? Because this is your baby. You have birthed this thing, and now what is it like to trust a team?
It's not the easiest thing I've ever done. I would probably say it's probably like the first time that a new mother allows someone to babysit their child or they drop them off at daycare, because I'm constantly being like, is this done? Is that done? And I'm sure new mothers are probably like, oh, have they fed the child? Have they changed the child in the last 3 hours? And I'm constantly just stressed out, but I've gotten pretty good in the last year about not checking in all the time. It's still one of those things though that you wonder about throughout the day, and then I watch timelines pretty closely still on the calendar to see if things are being executed, because if they're not, then an agent calls me. It happened today actually. The guys were 2 hours late to get to a site. The agent lives near there, which I had no clue. She called, she's like, hey, I haven't seen your truck yet at the house and I was just wondering. And I'm like, oh, I'm still responsible for this. So I called him. I'm like, I'm still the face of the company.
Yeah.
So even though I'm not out there day to day, I'm maintaining that balance of making sure things are executed on time. And I think that's probably the harder part. I'm ready to graduate to that next step where somebody else can worry about the balance.
That's it's nice. And HSR, we teach, we talk about business principles and best practices, and we have seen growth out of you as long as we've known you, and it's just amazing to see you step to that new level. And you guys are winning awards, national awards with your company. You are a national speaker, and it's great. The branding that you guys are doing through video, through print, is unbelievable. And so at the end of the day, what's it all about? Why are you doing all of this? That's a good question. This is now therapy.
It's for the legacy. I know, right? I'm like, okay, Dr. Jana, the answer to this question would be, it really is for the legacy of it though, because I mean, you work so hard through the years trying to find the right career for yourself. And a lot of times, I graduated college and I started doing marketing right away, and I didn't feel creatively filled. So then it was, let's do a part-time design job. And then, it just grows until you realize that, wait, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But at the same time, when do I get to retire? As you get up in years, it's like, and I'm not that old, but still, you start thinking about, retirement funds and more responsible things than just, buying this or that. And I want this legacy. I want to have this name here that says I built something great, at the same point that I helped, establish core principles in a growing industry.
Yeah.
And in order to be able to do that, I have to sometimes practice what I preach and get out of my team's way. And then I can focus on helping other people learn what to do and learning how to get out of the way, and to build an industry that really we can all be proud of, that's not built on old school principles. which I think is extremely important for a lot of stagers to realize, is that this is something new and we've got a good chance here to really build something amazing that is, something substantial we can all be proud of. And it doesn't run the same old school boys club kind of way.
Yeah. I think you guys are a huge testament to that. And I love the energy that you guys bring to our industry, and just the inspiration, really. You guys are a company that we watch all the way here in Dallas, Texas. It's awesome to be able to pull y'all up on, our social media and say, okay, what is J Squared doing? Because we see you guys as those industry leaders, and we love partnering with you guys. You're on our board of advisors. And I think it's huge that you are giving back to our community. You're not only impacting your Richmond area there, but you're also impacting an entire nation, an entire industry based on some models and principles that you guys have set forth. So, if people want to get in touch with you guys, and maybe you have some realtors that are watching, some builders, investors in your area, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
I would say probably by email or text. I mean, they can go to our website and get my phone number is pretty easy. It's 804-239-9845. Text is probably going to be the fastest response. Or they can send an email and they can go to www.jsquaredrva.com and send that through, and we're going to respond immediately. If for some reason I'm with a client and I'm looking at house, we have an answering service that I believe that every person should actually reach a real person each day and speak to them if they're trying to get to us. And then we're going to call you right after.
Yeah, that's so good. Well, it's been a joy talking with you. We're going to catch up with you on our next session as well, so that we love the progression of talking with companies and seeing what all is happening as we progress, throughout our year. So what are you looking forward to this year? Give me one big goal that you have.
Collaboration.
All right. I love it. I love it. Well, I know that we'll be involved in that collaboration. Look forward to seeing you in the next couple of months here. And we look forward to you guys just growing and dominating that marketplace. And we will talk to you soon.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Johnathan.